Hello and welcome to Breakfast All Day. I'm Matt. Christy is here and Alonso is here. Well, they're there. I'm actually here. They are going to talk about Black is King. I didn't have time to see it this morning. We didn't get screeners till this morning.
Midnight.
Midnight? I was not up that late.
12:01 a.m.
Yeah, there weren't screeners at all. It went live at midnight on Disney Plus, and that's when you could watch it.
Yeah,
I got a screener.
I got up early to hit the waves, so.
It's only 85 minutes long, Matt. Actually, it's only 80 minutes long because there's a solid 5 minutes of credits because this is a cast of thousands who put together Black is King. So this is Beyonce's video concept album to accompany the album she did to go along with The Lion King, the live action Lion King that came out last year that Jon Favreau directed. And she's the voice of Nala in it. And so she made an album inspired by The Lion King called The Lion King, The Gift. And so these are the songs that she wrote and performed for them. And then she directed what's essentially a series of music videos, and they are connected by pieces of dialogue that you hear in the film, but they're also telling a story to celebrate African heritage. And she said to give young men and women, boys and girls, the idea that you are kings and queens, and you should know at all times that you've got a crown on your head and you should not bow your neck. And it's this incredible combination of traditional African imagery and locations and clothing with songs and lyrics that could not be more contemporary through Beyonce's particular prism. It is gorgeous. She has such an eye for really striking imagery and for striking contrast. And so a lot of this was shot in Africa. And so you'll have this, incredible desert landscape. And then in the middle of it, it'll just be her wearing this bright pink, fuchsia gown, trailing behind her in the wind, or she'll have all of her dancers in this really bold shade of cobalt blue against a sunset in the desert. And, it's gorgeous. It's a fashion show. It is literally the September issue of Vogue magazine come to life. It is a beautiful look at, but there's also a really great message that the world needs now of just, looking out for each other and supporting Black culture. And the whole thing is dedicated to her son, Sir Carter. We get cameos. Jay-Z is in it. Naomi Campbell's in it. Lupita Nyong'o is in it, looking stunning as always. And their daughter, Blue Ivy, is in it. She sings on one of the songs. And it's 80 minutes long. And it's beautiful. I think she's got such an eye and such an obsession with detail. If you look at anything, she's directed so many videos and so many of these big concept video albums. Homecoming came out last year, and every detail is perfect. All of the choreography and the coordination of the colors and the costumes, it's so precise. There's nothing left to chance here. You can tell she really cares very deeply about creating an immersive and explosive experience, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, she's credited as director. There's a credited co-director, and then they credit another 7 people as director as well. So I don't know what the breakdown there is, obviously, but this is clearly the product of a unified vision. There is, even though there are different locations and different kind of color stories going on, this is all of a piece, and this all kind of flows together in a really beautiful way. And you're right, she's very much sort of centering her womanhood and Blackness in this in a way that really kind of provides this platform. What makes me crazy is that we didn't get to see this until a few hours ago when it was available at midnight, because I think in about a week I want to read what Black critics and scholars have to say about this, because her work is in this arena is always really rich in references. In Formation, there's shout outs to Julie Dash's Daughters of the Dust and different things like that. And in this one, there's a moment where she is reading from the book Black Gods and Kings by Robert Farris Thompson. So I'm sure there are a lot of visual and other references to to like, black, either Black American or African art, or, whatever the visual arts that I'm completely missing. And I want to know what those are. I will be fascinated to learn. But yeah, to look at this, just the scope of it is stunning, because you'll have, like you said, people out in the middle of the desert, or then they're in these really sort of ornate homes, or they're in these kind of like sort of museum gallery spaces. There's a Busby Berkeley swimming pool number at one point, like just all these different things. And the Lion King tie-in is kind of like whatever. I almost kind of feel like
tenuous.
I kind of feel like she talked Disney into like, part of her deal for being in the Lion King movie was like, all right, well, I'm writing the original song. Also, I'm going to make this this visual album. Oh, and it'll be based on the Lion King. But like they touch on it occasionally, but she's off doing her own stuff, and her own stuff is more interesting for the most part than the Lion King. So, it's really interesting to watch.
I enjoyed this so much more than The Lion King. This has such a bold and specific vision. The thing with The Lion King is that it was trying to occupy this mushy middle of like being true to the Lion King story that everyone knows and loves, and the music, here and there, but like also employing new technology that makes it look like the animals are talking, and like that, and trying to please everybody. It never really worked. Beyonce's vision here is very specific and very much hers. The clothes are also tremendous. So like there's this Burberry like cow print thing that she's wearing at one point. A lot of it is like big flowy stuff, or like big like sequin stuff. There's a whole gorgeous like leopard print Valentino sequined cat suit that she's wearing at one point. The clothes are incredible, and again, there's like a uniformity throughout. And so like one video has a very specific look where everyone's in these bold colors against a very stark backdrop, and then you have something really playful. Like I think the Busby Berkeley musical one is in the song Mood Forever. I think is it the one where they're in the giant house and Jay-Z is there playing chess also. I love that.
Tina Knowles pops up in that segment too.
Yes, and Kelly Rowland's in it too.
Yeah.
And there's a whole Tea Party thing. But that's my favorite part of the whole thing, I think, because it is playfully kind of making fun of the kind of life that you would expect that Beyonce and Jay-Z might have, and kind of making fun of music video tropes in general, of like lavish cars pulling up to giant mansions and like servants everywhere. And then there's a shot of them, the two of them sitting side by side eating off of TV trays watching TV in the living room.
Like music video in general, I think has always sort of occupied this weird space between like experimental non-narrative cinema and fashion layouts. And she's definitely, she's easily got one foot in each, I'd say, with this. But yeah, I think the words and images marry together really well. The images themselves are really striking and really exquisitely crafted. I'm not a huge fan of her music per se. She's not my go-to for that kind of thing, but I would watch this again just because I feel like I only sort of scratched the surface of everything that's going on in it. There's so much on display here.
I'm with you too. I wish we had more time for it, and I wish that Disney had given us more, to understand, because there's a lot of African artists here that I don't know who are hugely entertaining and fit in beautifully with the larger piece.
Yeah, there's a lot of featured performers in addition to like Kendrick Lamar and Childish Gambino.
Kendrick Lamar in it?
And he was vocally, he's not in it visually. Pharrell Williams, who is in it visually, but you also get like African performers like Yemi Alade and Shatta Wale and Burna Boy and Wizkid. So yeah, there's a lot. It's a mosaic. It's a tapestry. There's a lot of things going on, and it's brought together, in a really interesting way.
I love that she does this. I love that she, she could do anything. And she wants to be a filmmaker, and she's a really good one.
Look, after this, I want to see her do a musical. I want to see her put this kind of visual stuff. Sorry about the garbage trucks. This kind of visual, skill and style, and just the choreography and all of that stuff into like a narrative story. I think that would be riveting.
Yes. So I'm saying 8.5.
I said 8.2.
So 8.4 is our number. This is on Disney Plus, and it just came out at midnight.
Yes.
So if you are a huge Beyonce fan, I know that it is very much trending on Twitter, and over again, I'm watching it going, that's going to be a meme. That's going to be a meme. So it is spectacular and very entertaining.
Yeah, check it out. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. This week, we're talking about the Shudder exclusive Host, which is a horror movie made entirely in quarantine via Zoom. And, well, you'll have to join Patreon to see what we think about that. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.